What just happened between BTS's SUGA and Coldplay's Chris Martin that left the entire army stunned? Is this the most emotional and unexpected collaboration of the decade? Dive into this exclusive unraveling of a secret meeting caught on camera, because what you're about to read may just redefine global music forever. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay ahead of every beat drop in this thrilling saga. Have you ever wondered what truly happens when two musical universes collide? What if the gravity-defying voice of Chris Martin meant the emotionally charged genius of SUGA in a moment so raw, so unfiltered, it shattered expectations? What if it wasn't just a casual meeting, but something much deeper, something planned, intimate, and destined to rewrite the soundscape of this generation? Cameras caught them together, but what they captured was more than just a visual. It was a message, a heartbeat, a seismic shift no one predicted. It started with a shaky video shared by an anonymous passerby outside a modest but guarded studio in Los Angeles. The date? Unclear. The time? Twilight. The faces? Unmistakably Chris Martin and Min Yoongi, better known as SUGA of BTS. The air around them was heavy, not with secrecy, but with electricity. The brief clip, less than a minute long, revealed a silent exchange, a clasp of hands, a smile that carried the weight of years and the promise of something new. It wasn't just two artists shaking hands. It was history, preparing to be written in chords and confessions. The army exploded. Social media spiraled into a frenzy. Fan theories emerged in every language. Was this a reunion, a collaboration, or perhaps even the beginning of a new era for BTS as solo artists? But why Chris Martin? Why now? Could this be a continuation of their soul-shaking performance of My Universe, or a departure from it entirely? When Coldplay and BTS first crossed paths, it was poetic. My Universe was more than a hit. It was a spiritual anthem that united two vastly different yet emotionally aligned galaxies. SUGA, with his introspective verses and minimalist beats, had once said that music should be honest above all. Chris, a known dreamer and empath, had claimed that music is a universal language. What happens then when honesty meets universality? Apparently, it birthed something so unexpected that even the fandoms on both sides could only watch and hold their breath. What the camera didn't catch, but what sources close to both artists began to whisper about, was that this wasn't their first meeting in recent months. In fact, insiders say that Chris had flown to Seoul just months earlier under a veil of secrecy, staying only for 48 hours, meeting with none other than SUGA at HYBE's underground studio. What did they record that night? What words were exchanged behind closed doors, thick with soundproofing and secrecy? Those close to SUGA have noted his recent shift in energy. Always contemplative, the artist has grown even more introspective since completing his August tour, often found alone in studios at odd hours, working with analog synthesizers and writing in silence. His social media presence, too, has become enigmatic. Images of stars, midnight reflections, cryptic captions that hint at rebirth and reunion. And then Chris Martin, a man who's known for following his heart across continents, just happened to be in the same cities at the same times. The question must be asked, is this collaboration the secret album we never knew we needed? Emotion runs high when fans realize the themes they both cherish, healing, universality, heartbreak, peace, are not just artistic slogans, but shared philosophies. BTS and Coldplay don't just perform music, they lead movements. Both bands are veterans of emotional storytelling. Chris with his broken falsetto that sounds like it's reaching for something just out of grasp, and SUGA with his hushed intensity that pulls the listener inward. Together, they don't just harmonize, they collide. Like fire meeting ice, their sounds don't blend, they erupt. And then came the leak, an audio snippet, no longer than 15 seconds, posted and quickly deleted, but the damage was done. It had SUGA's unmistakable cadence, a haunting piano progression, and Chris's gentle hum layered like a lullaby over a battlefield. Was it real? Fans dissected every millisecond. Audio engineers weighed in. It's them. And it's unlike anything we've heard from either of them before. Theories swirled. Was the song about loss, about beginnings, about goodbyes? Was this a final gift before military enlistment pulls SUGA away again? Or was it a promise that distance means nothing when music speaks? And what of the emotional weight both artists carry? SUGA has long opened up about his battles with depression, identity, the scars of fame. Chris, too, has faced public heartbreaks, personal reinventions, and the search for meaning beyond sold-out arenas. Could it be that this collaboration is less about fame and more about faith, about healing through harmony? Then came the unexpected move, an interview snippet where Chris, unprompted, says, "There's someone I worked with recently who reminds me what truth sounds like." He didn't name names. He didn't have to. ARMY knew. So what happens now? Will they release it? Will it be a part of something bigger? Or was this a sacred studio moment meant only for themselves? Fans are begging for answers. Billboard has gone silent. Hybe refuses to comment. Coldplay's team shrugs with a smile. But the internet doesn't rest. A cryptic countdown appeared on SUGA's official YouTube banner, aligning perfectly with a date Coldplay is set to appear on a major US talk show. Coincidence? Hardly. Another breadcrumb, another spark in the darkness. And yet the most emotional response hasn't come from the artists, it's come from the fans. Armies across the world have written letters, created art, filmed reaction videos to a song they haven't even fully heard yet. Why? Because they feel it. They feel the magic in the air, the anticipation, the raw truth behind every half smile and teaser. This is no longer about two musicians. This is about all of us. About the times we felt broken and needed a voice to say you're not alone. About the moments we needed a song to save us. And maybe, just maybe, this collaboration is that song, that salvation. So here we are, on the edge of something extraordinary. Two souls, two hearts, two voices, ready to merge in a way that history books will remember not for charts or awards, but for how it made people feel. Are you ready for the moment the world didn't see coming? If you've made it this far, tell us, what do you think this collaboration means? What do you hope it sounds like? Could this redefine how East meets West in the realm of music? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this article to support artist-driven storytelling, and subscribe for updates. The storm is coming, and it's wrapped in melody.
But what if not everyone is ready for it? As the initial euphoria over the SUGA and Chris Martin moment simmered into obsessive speculation, a darker wave began to emerge, one that no one could have predicted. Because with every groundbreaking collaboration comes backlash.
And just when the world thought it couldn't spiral further, another twist shattered what little clarity remained. 3 days after the live stream hack, a new account appeared on SoundCloud under the name Noame_Present. With no bio, no profile picture, and only one track uploaded, it would have gone unnoticed if not for the ear. The sound, delicate, cinematic, yet bruised, struck with the weight of something too familiar to ignore. A whispered verse in Korean floated above a glacial piano line, soon accompanied by a voice that could only belong to Chris Martin, ethereal, trembling, honest. It wasn't confirmation, but it was enough. Within hours, Noame_Present trended worldwide. Was this the drop they'd been hiding in plain sight? Fans were divided again. Some were euphoric. "They did it! They leaked their own track to escape corporate hands," one fan posted on X. "It's them! SUGA's flow is unmistakable. You can feel his soul in the tremor of every word." But others, more skeptical, raised red flags. The timing was too clean. The upload was too well mixed, too professionally mastered for a spontaneous leak. Was this another level of PR genius, or a desperate attempt to control a storm that had spun too far? Then came the lyrics, translated and dissected by thousands. "I built a castle from my silence, but the wind knows my name. And you sang it before I did." The track, tentatively titled Astray, didn't feature either artist's name, but it didn't need to. Their voices, their hearts, those were unmistakable. Within hours, journalists were calling it the most emotionally raw piece either artist had ever been associated with. "This is no longer a song, this is a confessional carved into air," wrote a Rolling Stone critic. The silence from Hybe and Coldplay's camp continued, which only fueled theories. Had they gone rogue? Had Chris and SUGA secretly agreed to bypass their labels? Was this their rebellion against expectations, against being packaged as polished icons instead of fractured humans? But what if the silence isn't rebellion at all? What if it's grief? In the middle of all this chaos, a chilling thread began circulating, a theory based on timelines, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage. Some fans claimed that this entire collaboration might have originated not in a boardroom, but in a hospital. Back in 2022, during BTS's hiatus and Chris Martin's period of retreat from public life, both artists had gone radio silent. Around that same time, rumors quietly circulated in tight music industry circles about SUGA suffering from burnout severe enough to require therapy abroad. Rumors never confirmed, never denied. Similarly, Chris was said to be spending extended periods alone in Iceland, battling what insiders referred to as creative collapse. Could this be that this project, this ethereal, pain-laced, inexplicably haunting body of work, was born from two men trying not to vanish? The lyrics from Astray began to feel less like poetry and more like a cry for help. And then another theory struck. What if this wasn't just a collaboration, but a farewell? What if the real reason for the secrecy, the silence, the guerrilla-style release was because it was never meant to be a public product, but a private goodbye between two broken creators trying to survive their own fame? And here lies the final controversy, perhaps the most unsettling of all. As the track gained millions of plays, another wave of fans emerged. Fans who weren't celebrating, but grieving. They began to call out the entire industry for what they saw as a systemic failure. Two artists who have given everything, now so lost within the machine that their only refuge is anonymous artistry. "This isn't a comeback, this is a cry for help wrapped in a melody," one fan wrote in a viral Instagram story. Mental health advocates chimed in. So did former producers, musicians, and psychologists. They pointed to past interviews, to lyrics that seemed prophetic in hindsight, to the way both artists have subtly alluded to being trapped between love from fans and exploitation by the systems built around them. "You don't have to dig deep to hear the pain," one clinical psychologist tweeted. "It's not just art, it's coded survival." Now the fandom stands divided like never before. On one side are those celebrating the beauty, the power, the emotional clarity of this collaboration. On the other are those mourning what it might mean, what it cost to make. And then, like a knife through fog, another audio snippet surfaced, this time only 9 seconds long, a voicemail, crackling, raw, Chris Martin's unmistakable voice. "I hope one day the world understands what you gave up to keep giving." The clip has yet to be verified. It may be a hoax, a well-crafted fake, or it may be the most human thing he's ever said, and meant to say, in secret. So where does this leave us? Some are calling Astray a masterpiece, others a manifesto. And some are saying it's a memorial to a version of both artists that no longer exists. Whether this project is the beginning of a bold, anonymous musical revolution or the final message from two souls exhausted by stardom, we may never know. The silence persists, the mystery deepens, the music echoes. So now we ask you once again, what do you hear when you listen? Is this the start of a new freedom for artists, or the evidence of how far they've fallen? Comment your theories below. Share what this collaboration means to you. Like if this story moved you, and subscribe, because if there's one thing we've learned from all of this, it's that the truth doesn't always come in press releases. Sometimes it sings, sometimes it screams, and sometimes it vanishes, leaving only a song behind.